ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, and he is carrying a powerful bow, an arrow in his hands. In Ayodhya Kand of Sri Ramcharitmanas, verse number 254. Presently, the context of the storyline is Bharata along with queens, guru, and important citizens of Ayodhya. All have come to persuade Rama to go back and be the ruler. That's what he came for, to rule the world. And Rama listened to Bharata's outpourings of devotion and ended up asking Bharata to present his request, and that Rama will give that to him, whatever Bharata would ask. Bharata had not expected that the whole responsibility shifts on his own head. Role of Bharata is highlighting the role of bhakti in your spiritual movement. And bhakti has its Shakti, strength, in surrender to God. But surrender term itself is not easy to understand. It is progressive. So, though Bharata thinks he has surrendered himself, he is a great devotee, he has to go through changes in his psychology. And the challenging situation for Bharata is designed by God's will. If you are moving on the spiritual path in the right way, remember, Upadrashtan Mantacha, God is watching over you. God is encouraging you. So even when you think how wonderful your sadhana is and how you decided to do your sadhana a little better, behind your decision, it's God's will. It's God who injected that. Ahish mahish jahan lagi prabhutai, yoga siddhi nigama gai, kari vichar hi dekhu nike, Ram rajai shisha sabahi ke. Bharata is thinking within his own heart that Rama has placed all the responsibility on his head, that he should choose. All the powers that exist in the world and all the siddhis people go after, all these are controlled by Rama's will. Rakhe Ram Rajai Rukh, हम सब कर हित होई, समुझि समासायाने करहु अब सब मिली सम्मत सोई. Therefore, following the Rama's order and pleasing Rama, in that lies good for all. Bharata is telling the assembly that that's the best to happen if we all follow what Rama's will is. सब कहूँ सुखद राम अभिषेकु, मंगल मोद मूल मग एकु. And general Jan Sambat, what's the view of the masses, of the general people, is Rama's coronation. Rama is the Lord. Rama Rajya is what everyone wants. They don't want to delay. Subtle point again. Everyone wants Rama Rajya. Rama Rajya is your soul is completely in tune with God's will. Then every soul becomes a channel of divine glory. And that again you have to understand. The role of souls. Souls are like reflected suns. And whatever glory you see in reflected sun is the glory of the sun. What is being pointed out, that if a devotee attains attunement with God, communion with God, that again is a progressive movement. You don't attain it quickly within few days. But it's a progressive. The more you practice your integral yoga in daily life, the more you are highlighting bhakti in your heart, you are gaining special spiritual success, progress. But at the same time, you are inspiring many people in this world without your knowing it, unwittingly. Every flower that blossoms creates its fragrance around it. It wafts fragrance. So, Godward movement is the solution to all the problems that humanity faces. In order to do good to all, turn your attention to Godward movement, developing bhakti of God. Bharata is asking people, let's do what will secure Rama being the king of Ayodhya. He wants to listen to the views of those elderly people. Sab sadar sunis munivar bani, नय परमारस स्वारस सानी, उतरुन आप आवलोग भय भोरे, तब सिरुनाई परत कर जोरे. That statement was made by sage Vasishtha, that let's do what pleases Rama. That's the Guru's statement. And hearing this, people were overwhelmed. They didn't know what is the answer. Bharata, bending his head with folded hands, said, भानु बंस भय भूप घने रे, अधिक एक ते एक बड़े रे, जन्म हेतु सब कहूँ पितु माता, कर्म शुभा शुभ देई विधाता. In the solar race, great kings have come and gone. And there were greater, and all types of Suryavanshi kings who were inspirer of virtuous qualities. And they were all led by Vidhata, Brahma, according to their karmas. Here is a subtle philosophical point. Bharata is pointing to Suryavansh. Suryavansh relates to Uttarayana Marg, path, northern path, which means when you follow spiritual path, beginning with Agni. Agni means Vairagya, dispassion. Jyoti. Jyoti means light, light of discrimination. Viveka. Agni Jyoti. Aha. Your daily life becomes purposeful life. So it becomes joyous. You live your life not with a mind in a state of frustration, but with a mind in a state of mystic expectation. You are living for attaining enlightenment. And nothing that you are experiencing is out of order. However, it doesn't mean that then we accept everything. No, the point is, therefore, continue your Purushartha. Continue your self-effort with faith in God. Then if that happens, I'm just describing the Uttarayana Marg, if you live purposefully day by day, now turn to your heart. What's happening there? Shukla. Your heart has been like the sky covered with clouds. Lot of dark sorrows, clouds of miseries. But now, when you have gone through these stages, as you are evolving, if you belong to solar race, each step is like a succeeding king. One king represents Vairagya. Another king represents Viveka, bigger than the previous one. And so different kings that are presented like historical stories. They are representing different aspects of Uttarayana. So what happens to the heart? Shukla Paksha. The moon, just like the moon begins to wax in the clear blue sky and comes to full moon. That's what's happening, what will happen, and what happens. And they're called Shukla, allegorically described as waxing of the full moon, of the moon. In other words, the bhavana, feeling within, undergoes a blossoming movement. As long as your feeling is restricted only by worldly experiences, that feeling is kuntit, restricted. But now that feeling begins to expand. Your love expands. In the beginning, your love is limited to your near and dear ones. And that again is confusing. What was near yesterday is distant today. What is dear yesterday, today may become dearer. But what I'm leading you to understand, that the heart doesn't go through this calculation of near and dear ones. All sarve bhavantu sukhina. May all be happy. Your heart loves all, the entire creation. Because behind the creation is this infinite love of God. God is the reality behind creation. So, loving God on one side, implying loving a heart for all. And this goes further. Now you experience Uttarayana movement. Uttarayana means, is again allegorical term. The period of your daylight increases. Period of daylight means the range of your consciousness. If you think of it like a circle, it is a small circle. If you just think of the reality of body, mind, intellect, ego, the range of this reality, the circle of this reality is very limited. A drop in the vast history of the world process. The role of a human being or any individual. But then Uttarayana, your consciousness begins to expand. The range of your consciousness extends more and more until it reaches infinity. And therefore, soul going through this process ends up attaining liberation, moksha. It's like the reflected sun ends up joining with, again allegorical word, ends up realizing I am the sun. So all souls are as if children of the sun god. All souls are destined to realize the sun, the self. And the moment you become a spiritual aspirant, you are Suryavanshi. You belong to the line of the sun god. And if you were to ask what happens to Krishnamans, Yaduvanshi. Follow the Uttarayana movement. Yaduvansha is a stage in Uttarayana movement. The moment Uttarayana movement is highlighting moon waxing within your heart. Chandravanshi. They are descending from that moon, that is the mystic moon, representing your bhavana, feeling that has come to blossoming of spiritual bhakti. Dali dukha sajai sakala kalyana, as asis ravuri jagajana. Bharata is saying, your blessing removes all miseries. The whole world knows this. O Lord, you are that divine self who transcends Brahma's world. Brahma's world relates to the world of karma. Rama's realm, Ramloka, is mukti state, the state of liberation, where karma doesn't apply. The rules of karma don't apply. So Rama stops the Brahma's words. The laws of Brahma are transcended by Rama. Pravritti is transcended by Nivritti. Bhujiyam mohi upavab so sab mora bhagu sunu saneha maya bachan guru uru umaga anuragu. This is my misfortune, that all of you are looking to me for the resolution to this problem of who is going to be, how to lead Rama to Ayodhya. These words of Bharata delighted the heart of Sage Vasishtha. And Sage Vasishtha said to Bharata, Tat bata puri Ram kripahi Ram vimukha siddhi sapne hu nahi. O child, it is true. All things happen by the grace of Rama. Those who are moving away from Rama, even in their dream, they do not have real fulfillment. Sakuchau tat kahat ek bata ardata jahi budh sarabas jata. O child, I am humbly making a statement. Wise person, in order to succeed in a project, and if the chance of success is only 50%, he would get that success and leave the 50% behind. In other words, for the sake of success, you must be ready to sacrifice. तुम कानन गवनहु दऊ भाई फिर यहीं लखन सिय रघुराई. And let's make the exchange. Let Rama and Lakshmana come to Ayodhya, and you and Shatrugna go to forest. That's an intellectual resolution. But it I playing the role of intellectual resolution to the problem. All that is being done in order to allow aspirants to understand subtle secrets of the workings of the mind. तुम कानन गवनहु दऊ भाई फिर यहीं लखन सिय रघुराई. सुनि सुबचन हर्षे दऊ भ्राता बे प्रमोद परिपूरन गाता. When Vasishtha said that, Dau Bhrata, Bharata and Shatrugna were so delighted, as if their project has been successful. Man prasanna tan teju viraja, janujiya rao ram bhai raja. The mind was delighted. The body begins to show radiation of light, as if King Dasharatha has come to life and Rama has become the ruler. So if that were happen, most people will be benefited. What he is actually leading to, the King Dasharatha's pledge, the word he has given to Kaikeyi, will be kept, but not fully, 50% or 60%. Following the intellectual argument, His pledge should be fulfilled. That's the whole problem. King Dasharatha has made his vow. He has given words, and his word should not fail. And now it is presented that on one side Bharata, Shatrughna, on the other side Lakshmana and Rama. The original word given was for Rama and Lakshmana. Lakshmana, of course, has joined in. The original word of Dasharatha was for Rama to stay in forest for 14 years. Then Lakshmana joined in and Sita also joined in. And now the solution is being presented that instead of Rama, Lakshmana being in the forest, they should go back to Ayodhya. And Bharata and Shatrughna will be in the forest. 50% solution. कहीं भरत मुनि कहा सो कीन्हे फलु जग जीवन अभिमत दीन्हे. Bharata continues that what sage Vasishtha has said, that will be most fulfilling to all. In other words, कानन करऊं जन्म भरी बासु यही ते अधिक न मोर सुपासु. Even if I were to live in the forest for my whole life, this will be most joyous that Rama goes back to Ayodhya. There is nothing more delightful for me than Rama ruling Ayodhya. He is ready to do that sacrifice. अंतरजामी राम सिय तुम सर्वज्ञ सुजान यो फुर करहु तनाथ निज कीजिए बचन प्रमाण. Sri Rama and Sita, they know what's in the heart. They are omniscient. So, O Lord, O Rama, do accordingly. In other words, you and Lakshmana, Sita go back to Ayodhya, and I and Bharata will go into forest. जाई निकट पहचानी तरु छाह समनि सब सोच मांगत अभिमत पाव जग राउ रंकु भल पोच. This is verse 267 of Ayodhya Kand. Bharata says, Rama is like Kalpavriksha. Kalpavriksha is that mystic tree. You go under the tree and all your desires are fulfilled. Allegorically, Kalpavriksha is attainment of enlightenment, self-realization, nirvana. If you attain that, then all your desires are fulfilled. If you don't attain fully, at least you are coming to the shadow. And all people, king, raja, poor man, rank, good people, bad people, all receive the fulfillment of their desires by approaching Kalpavriksha tree. First understanding is that all stages of devotion is responded by God. And the God Himself, that godly attainment, God realization is the Kalpaka tree. So if you are loving God for business, success in business, you get it. Loving God for resolving certain problem, ridding yourself of some fearful situation, God does it. Now, put to another standard, another stage. If you are following Karma Yoga, then you are involved with virtue and vice. And success in Karma Yoga, source is devotion to God. If you are following Bhakti Yoga, you view yourself as a rank. Rank means poor. Nothing exists. Nothing belongs to me. All is God's. Blessed are the poor. If you follow Raja Yoga, you are Raja. Sadhaks are in different stages. Some are Raja, royalty. Some are very poor. Some are involved with karmic pressure. Raja, rank, bhala, bura. All gain fulfillment according to their level. This is a broad understanding, Godward movement. Lakhi sab vidhi Guru Swami sanehu, miteu chobhu nahi man sandehu. Seeing the love Guru Vasishtha has shown to me, towards me, and Rama's, all my mental agitation has moved away. There is no doubt left in my mind. Bharata is expressing himself with a sense of great delight that Lord Rama is going to fulfill all his wishes. Lord Rama is the Kalpakatri. And he, Ab karuna kar kijiye soyi, janhit prabhu chit chobhu na hoyi. O Lord of compassion, do that by which this servant becomes free of mental agitation, free of all mental torture. And that's the characteristic of bhakti. I'm a servant. The term servant, dasya bhavana, das bhavana. And that's an important point to develop for an aspirant. But the term servant is a profoundly magnanimous term. Or you are just an instrument in divine hand. You want more colorful, you are a flute in the hands of Krishna. Jo sevak busahbahi sankochi, nij hit chahai tasu mati pochi. The servant who pressures his Lord, his master, such a servant, the intellect of such a servant is low-minded. But the servant that renounces his own happiness, his luxuries, and his concept of what benefits him, if he renounces all these, he follows his ideal by renouncing all this and serves the master. Trying to give you a further extension to the understanding what we mean by saying, I'm an instrument in divine hand. You are like that loving servant who is loving the Lord and not imposing anything on Lord's head. स्वारथुनाथ फिरे सब ही के किए रजाई कोटि विधिनी का यह स्वार्थ परमार्थ सारू सकल सुकृत फल sugati singaru. All people here want you to return to Ayodhya. And good to all depends upon doing what you command us to do. This is the essence of Swarth and Paramarth. Swarth means what you want. Paramarth, which is what is your ultimate good. From Swarth's point of view, they all want Rama to go to Ayodhya. Paramarth, according to Bharata at this stage, that Rama should go to Ayodhya, and that's his vision of love for Rama. That also I have to explain to you that Bharata is representing early stage, immature stage. देव एक बिनती सुनी मोरी उचित होई तस करब बहोरी. O Lord, listen to my binati, my prayer, and do what you wish to do. तिलक समाजु साजी सबु आना करिए सुफल प्रभु जाओ मनुमाना. All materials have been brought for coronating you as the king of Ayodhya. And if you, Lord and Master, if it pleases you, please let us coronate you. सानुज पठिय मोहिबन की सानुज पठिय मोहिबन कीजिए सबहि सनाथ. न तरु फेर यहीं बंधु दऊ नाथ छलाओ मैं साथ. Send me and Shatrugna into the forest, and you go and rule Ayodhya. On the other hand, let Lakshmana and Shatrugna go with you. Rather, let Lakshmana and Shatrugna return, and I will be in the place of Lakshmana, I will be with you. Gives different alternatives. Nataru jahi banati navu bhai, bahuriya siye sahit raghurai. Or all the three brothers will go to forest, O Rama. So all possibilities, all alternatives are being presented. Devadina sabab mohi abharu, more nitina dharma bicharu. O Lord, you have placed all responsibility on my head. But I do not have all that wisdom and all that skill of righteousness and the mystery of dharma. All that I am saying is what pleases me. A person who is under stress, his mind does not hold vivek. That means right understanding. And we will continue. Om राम 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 राम। ओम ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम। Prayer for the shower of Karunamaya grace of God over all, and the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukum Vabandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Hari Om Tat Sat.